Hello, 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 everyone. This is Listiner Inspires coming at you with your Listiner Inspires effective journaling workshop. It is 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Whoop whoop! I'm super excited. This is the second installment of the class. Um, Let me get this. Oh, come on. Do, do, do. So I'm going to start, give it a few more moments. So for those of you tuning in, if you cannot see the screen, I have some slides that I will be discussing, but I wanted to also first start with scripture and prayer because this is important. And if you hop on here and we've already started the class, just go ahead and just listen, get your notes, your pen, your journal if you already have a journal, which would be cool if you do. So once again, my name is Listiner Inspires. I am an award-winning author, and I'm a healing and recovery accountability expert, as well as coach, inspirational speaker, as well as founder and creator of Healing is a Journey, a quarterly series of conferences that is designed to help those who have gone through trauma and abuse start to live their best healed life. And so today is the second installment of Write the 2020 Vision Effective Journaling Workshop online class. And just a little history about why I started this class. I have gotten many questions from people who have asked me, how did I write my book? And they hear me talk about the importance of journaling on a regular basis and wanting to know why journaling is important, how often do I do it, how has it helped me in my own healing journey. And so I wanted to teach a class to help others learn the power and the effectiveness of journaling done right with intentions. And so without further ado, welcome to the second installment of the class. I'm going to start off with scripture. James 3:17 says, "But the wisdom from above is first of all pure. It is also peace, loving, gentle at all times, and willing to yield to others. It is full of mercy and the fruit of God's deeds. It shows no favoritism and is always sincere." And so the wisdom from above from God is what we seek when we're seeking God, when we're with our quiet time. And this is important also in our journaling time. I implement a lot of talking about God in everything I do because God is the first foremost center of my life, Christ center base. And so with us journaling, I want you to understand that journaling is a process that happens allowing you to free up your mind, to get your thoughts out of your heads, your ideas, and all that. So one of the things that I want you to understand that journaling is transition, transform, and transcend in every area of your life. That's what journaling can do if you are intentional and you are doing it with the purpose of being effective in your life. Journaling done right can shift your mindset in a matter of months. And this journaling workshop was created for mental, spiritual, and emotional growth. I personally do believe that if you are intentional with anything, like they say, if you want to break a bad habit and start a new habit, allow yourself 30 days. Well, the same thing with anything. If you are consistent enough with doing it, you should be able to see some type of shift happening, right? If you're intentional with doing it, if you set the intentions of actually wanting to change your life for the greater, for the better, then that intention will set the dynamics of everything you put forth. So how can effective journaling help to shift my life, you ask? Good question. It's all about a new perspective and mind shift, right? The mind is a very powerful tool. It is our greatest asset. What lies in the minds are our greatest gifts, our ideals, things that can propel us to the next level. But oftentimes, a lot of us keep those ideas in our mind. We don't think to let me write this down and then write our execution plan to actually see if this is something that will be beneficial, be prosperous, be successful, right? And so when you take the thoughts out of your head onto paper, it gives you a different perspective. You're able to see it, build it out. It shifts you from thinking, well, I can't do this, and pushing it to the side and thinking, well, anything is possible. Journals serve as a way to self-reflect, set goals, and capture ideas. I do all of that in one sitting of me journaling. I self-reflect, I set goals, and I capture ideas. I will also, further along in this class, will show you what that looks like, each one of those areas. There are 5 key steps to effective journaling. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the areas that those 5 steps focus on is the mindset. The mindset, self-love and care, and prioritizing. Those are the 3 specific areas that the journaling should focus on. With mindset, as I said before, the mind is the greatest asset. It's your greatest asset, it's your greatest entity, it's the greatest commodity that you own. And so everything begins in the mind. All great things start in the mind. Self-love and self-care. This is, you cannot and should not pour from an empty vessel. So having a journal allows you to free up your space, free up your time, free up your thoughts, pour out into paper those things that maybe are bothering you and causing you, stress, and it allows you to get rid of it and place it on pen and paper where you can either see it for further reference or you can place it there and move on. And prioritizing, being intentional with your time, being intentional and setting forth things of what you actually should be paying attention to. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start I want to start with the first step, which is write freely, honestly, what's on your heart and mind. Release. Yes, release is so important. So that's usually what I do in the mornings. I've done this so long it comes so naturally. But the first part of journaling is to release, right? Have you ever called someone and say, I just need to vent, I need to get this off my chest, just listen to me, right? And you just lay it all out, right? Just lay it all out. Lay it on the table, and you feel better, right? That's the release. The same thing with journaling. You're writing freely and honestly what's on your heart and mind. And sometimes when we call people to vent, they're not always available. Or maybe we're not so willing to share everything honestly because of fear of judgment. Well, guess what? Journals do not judge. Journals do not judge. I have a journal I'm showing you here that I've been writing in that's actually completed, but they don't judge because it's your journal. You're taking these thoughts out of your head. You're expressing yourself onto paper. One thing I want you to make note of is that I have said make sure to date each entry. The reasons that I think that's significant is that sometimes you can go back and see your progress. Maybe if you were in a not so good space, maybe a month ago, right? And you started journaling and you can go back and see where you're at now to understand, well, I'm in a better space now. This is where I was last year, November, and now this year, November, I've accomplished this, and this, or I feel this way, or I've shifted how I see this thing, and this is where I'm at. Remember to not judge your thoughts or yourself. Just release. Let it flow from your mind through your pen onto paper. Let me repeat that. Remember to not judge your thoughts or yourself. Just release and let it flow from your mind through your pen onto paper. When you allow yourself to do that, you are training yourself to be in the moment, to be human. Sometimes when we're in spaces and entities where we have so much pressure on us, where we're called to do so many things, we have positions, we hold titles, we make power moves and power decisions every day. A lot of times we're so hard on ourselves because we're trying to perfect our craft, we're trying to perfect ourselves, that we don't take those moments to just breathe and just be. And this portion of the journaling is so key and so refreshing, actually, to let those things out and to put them on paper where you don't judge, you don't try to critique everything, and you don't allow your flow of the thoughts to be hindered by the what ifs and the dotting the I's and crossing the T's and all that. Gratitude sets the mood for how you see your life and your situation, right? Gratitude, when you write about what you're grateful and thankful for, you allow God to bring more of that into your life, right? A lot of times, we have a whole list of things that we think is going wrong, right? We feel like our money isn't right, our love life isn't where it needs to be, our children are acting up, we don't like our fat rolls, our business is prospering. There's so many things we can think about that's going wrong. But what about if we focus on what's actually going right? You'll be surprised at what's going wrong with maybe only 1% of what's happening in your life, and there's like 99% of things that are going right. And the writing down what you're grateful for allows you to really hone in on those things you should be focusing on. Maybe if your business isn't going so great, right?